Also around the NFL, what there should be is a conversation about this man that is joining us right now. Came from the U, got drafted in 2020. He's a wide receiver for the Minnesota Vikings. He's obviously a dog who plays special teams as well. Pack acknowledged that and said, hey, I thank this particular guy all in. Depending upon what happens with Adam Thielen, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Probably number 2 wide receiver for the Minnesota Vikings, and a man who alongside 2 or 3 other people, we will find out the exact story, just saved a man's life from a burning car. Real, not a movie, actually happened.
Yep.
Pull a car over, get out into a burning car, save somebody's life so that they can continue to live, go home to their family, and hopefully accomplish and succeed in all their dreams that they want to do. An absolute legend of a man, ladies and gentlemen, KJ Osborn.
Yay!
KJ, what's up, man? Thank you for joining us.
Of course, man. Appreciate y'all for having me on, man. Thank you.
Hell yeah, dude. We're lucky that you're here. I know you've been on a little bit of a conversation tour here because your story is an amazing one. And let me tell you why. And you've probably heard this from other people, but I'd like to tell the world, let alone the NFL, but the world, you don't really hear a lot of good stories. The NFL, definitely not. The world, certainly not. So it's like one of those, this is such a feel-good story, both from the NFL, from a player, stepping into a very scary situation. Now, we know that there are firefighters that run into fires. I actually have firefighters in my family. I know that there's EMTs that do the same thing and police officers that do the same thing, and they are absolutely legends. But the world finding out that there's heroes that aren't in uniform just walking amongst us, like, fucking hell yeah, dude. Good for you. Okay, and I don't know how many people would do that. So I'm happy to hear that your type of human still exists amongst us. And can you take us back to that night? You were driving in an Uber, you see car on fire, pull over, and then what takes place?
Right. So my Uber driver, Abdul, pulled the car over, and he's like, talk to the police. And he hands me his phone to talk to the police. And I'm like, we both got to go save this guy. And we run to the car, and
what is this, highway? Highway?
We're on the highway. We're on the highway. So I'm in the Uber, the car, and I'm on my phone. I think I'm just scrolling or something. I'm just
Ubering,
not paying attention.
Yeah, Ubering.
Right. And my Uber driver Abdul, he just starts yelling, and he's like, oh my gosh. I look up and there's nothing on the street. I'm like, what are you yelling at? And he's like, that guy just crashed, and so he's seen it. I didn't see it, I didn't hear it, and I just seen the car. And there's a car in front of us that pulled over, which initially, after I found out was Arthur and Rita, the other 2 people, and then my Uber driver pulled over. We run to the car. And, as I'm running to the car, backstory, I was making a joke, I'm getting my master's in criminal justice. I got one more class to finish in criminal justice.
Okay.
Hell
yeah. Hell yeah.
But if it wasn't for the NFL, I wanted to be in the Secret Service or FBI. So, I'm running to this car and, I'm not thinking about anything. And then as I'm getting closer, I'm like, ooh, this thing is on fire. And I'm like, I don't know if this car is going to blow up. I start thinking about my mom and my family and everything else that, I have going on in my life. And I kind of slow down a little bit. And then, but my Uber driver, Abdul, he runs right up to the car. The car is burning on fire. He's opened up the passenger side door.
Let's go, Abdul.
He's asking if this guy is alive. Exactly. He's asking if this guy is alive. And, Arthur and Rita get out the car. And even Arthur is yelling at Abdul, like, back up. Like, you don't know if this car is going to explode. And Abdul is right in there. And then, eventually we kind of back up and we're walking back and forth trying to see if the driver was alive. Because initially I think, obviously he just got in a big wreck. I think he might have been a little bit unconscious, but I don't know if he's just started feeling the heat on his legs or whatever. But he was able to get enough strength to move his upper body over to the passenger seat a little bit and put his arms out. And that's when we all, we ran down there. Abdul's on the phone with 911 all this time. We pull him out of the car. He's bleeding and things like that, but we're still by the car. So at this point, we don't know still if the car is going to blow up. So I pick him up and he's bleeding all over my clothes. And I pick him up. I carry him about 10, 15 yards. I'll try to get away from the car. And, by then the police came and the fire trucks, they let out the fire and everything like that. The police told us, we saved this guy's life. So, definitely a crazy experience, one that I've never, thought I would ever be a part of. And, I'm just happy that God put us there to be able to help him.
Shout out Abdul. Shout out you 3 too, dude.
Wow. Yeah.
KJ, Arthur, Rita, Abdul. Abdul is a fucking dog. It sounds like, that's an amazing story. And I assume the person that you saved, have you heard any updates? Are you going to keep track? How's that going to work out?
Right. So this is new news. I just found out who the guy was last night. It's crazy. It's a small world. We have multiple mutual friends, and so I am supposed to talk to his brother today. I think he has a broken leg, but other than that, I think he's doing pretty well from what I've heard so far. But I'm looking forward to that today. Talking to his brother. Definitely gonna meet him, shake hands with him, be able to talk to him. I've been talking to Rita, Arthur, and Abdul all week long, getting a chance to know them. And, I'm telling them, they're not big on social media. So I'm letting them know, this story is a national story. And even when I took the picture, I'm like, this story is a national story. And I want you guys to, other people to be able to wrap their arms around you guys too. Of course, they're going to say, KJ Osborn, the NFL player, helped save a guy from a burning car. But, it wasn't just me. It was them three as well. And I want people to be able to see their face. So I've been keeping up with them, and I want to do something special for everyone when the guy gets out, and we get a chance to do that.
Yeah, we'd like to be a part of that too. If you're going to do any sort of money raising, anything like that. But I want to let you know we're part of the problem, because we're definitely going to tag this KJ Osborn, NFL player, say his name Friday night. And the reason we're going to do that, though, is because if it's not tagged that way, people won't watch. But if people watch, they'll learn the legend of Abdul and Arthur and Rita alongside of you. So I hope that takes place. And fucking A, what a legendary... Abdul is a dog.
Legend.
Absolute dog.
Legend.
AJ has a question for you, KJ.
Yeah.
Once this was all, once you got this guy out and you pulled him out, and the fireman came and everyone was there, did the magnitude of the situation hit you? Like when you were standing there after it was all kind of said and done, like, wow, if we weren't here, this dude's dead. Like, did it? I would imagine that could be like an emotional situation.
Right. I've been saying, it wasn't at the time. I did take the picture with them because I knew it was going to be a story, but I thought I was just going to go home, go to sleep. I was going to tell, my parents, my AJ, what happened. But I couldn't sleep. I haven't slept the last couple of days. Even last night, I was still up, and I was telling people, as being a professional athlete, I don't know if you can relate to this, Pac-Man, but me personally, we obviously do stuff a lot of times that not a lot of normal people do. But that's on the football field, or that's as people that a lot of people know or something. We have those type of experiences that a lot of people don't experience. So sometimes for myself, it's like, because we play in front of thousands of people, we almost kind of downplay situations because they happen all the time, and we have not normal experiences. But this one obviously had nothing to do with football. It didn't matter who I was or who anybody else was or any status or anything like that. And as I these days have been going past, it's like I'm like like you said, we really saved somebody's life from a burning car. Like, that is crazy. And like I said in my post, God is real, and I think it's not an accident that I was there. I wasn't. I've never been to Austin, Texas before. I'm only here training for about 3 weeks, and so I've never been here before. One of my friends, I was in town, asked me to go bowling earlier. I told him no. I was brushing my teeth, about to go to sleep. And then another friend asked me to come out with him because it's my last weekend. So I went out with him, and then I missed my first Uber.
It's crazy.
So then I end up catching the second Uber to even be in that situation. So like I said, I'm really excited to be able to talk to the driver and just kind of talk to him to let him know this definitely was not an accident, and God's calling him to something.
Hell yeah! You said there was angels that walk amongst us that evening. That was you, pal. Pac-Man has a question for you, KJ.
Hey, this right here, I'm big into comic. I got a comic book. This should be a superhero comic book or something. I don't know if you're in the comic book, but if we made a movie about this, you and Abdul, because I think Abdul had a very vital role in this, who would be the two characters that play you two?
Yeah, who's playing? That's a good question.
Well, I've always been a Superman guy my whole life. It's funny because Quasi, our GM, he texted me, and he's like, you were literally Batman. But I would love to be. If we had a movie, I would love to be Superman.
Who would play you in the movie, you think, or would it be you? Are you playing? It's like 8 Mile, like Eminem, like you're gonna play you?
Yeah, I would love to be myself. I think that'd be a good opportunity.
Hell yeah, man. Let's talk a little bit about football here. You're training down in Austin. Does this are you just gonna take like a week off? Maybe you think what do we think?
No, man, I've been going. I went to sleep that night a little bit. I woke up, trained in the morning, and then I trained yesterday. Today we have our yoga day. Get our body right. We right back at it tomorrow. So definitely been training. It's obviously a huge year for me, and year 4, with all the things going on with the Vikings. So definitely full steam ahead.
All right, I think we're far enough away from you being a fucking hero, and I can say this. My introduction to you was a 155-yard performance against the Indianapolis Colts, okay? Biggest comeback in the history of the NFL. 33-0 down at half. Tell me about, you've had, I think, a couple monster fucking days. And obviously, Justin Jefferson's on the field alongside of you, so the offense is going to be what it is. He had like 180 yards in the first half a couple different times. So he's going to get the ball a lot at the wide receiver position, but also there's some opportunity to make some hay there. Talk about O'Connell's offense, and then also if Thielen is to leave, you're number 2, right? Is that how you're viewing the whole year? Is that what you're kind of viewing? Not that Thielen's definitely gone. We're just saying that has been alleged, and we love Thielen more than I think everybody does. But have you thought about that? This is a big-time time for old KJ.
Right. So your first question and KO's offense, I mean, is we're able to do so many things, and with all the weapons that we had last year, like you said, we talked about JJ, we added TJ, Adam, Dalvin, even Maddie, Irv. We have so many weapons, and KO does such a good job of being able to move us all around and be interchangeable, and everybody is working for each other. So I think he's done a really good job. And and as far as Adam, I've said it plenty of times. Besides my best friend that plays for the Seattle Seahawks, Tyler Mabry, Adam Thielen has been the best teammate I've ever had in any sport ever since I strapped up my pads when I was 7 years old. From getting drafted and him calling to me and texting me, checking up on me. I've never seen Adam have a bad day. He come in the facility every day with a smile on his face. So I do understand that it's a business, and we talked right before he left. So I'm not sure what's going to happen. And I do know it's a business. So obviously I hope to God we can get him back, and but we'll let them the guys upstairs figure that out. But I have thought about it. I understand what's at stake and things like that. But I just kind of been controlling what I can.
I hope to God the guys upstairs. That was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was interesting. Because they do that, they'll figure it out over there. But if they, what were we so demonstrative with the celebration there against the Indianapolis Colts?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit too much.
Get the team going.
Disrespect football, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
The entire sport of football.
Yeah.
Act like you've been there before.
What a game, man. Good for you, dude. Obviously, personally happy for you. Terrible for the entire city of Indianapolis. We didn't have much to pull for, and then that really just... just kicked us further down. But I can't wait to see what you do on the field too, pal. Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, KJ, you talked about how important this year is for you, and obviously, you want to continue to play well. You guys are kind of ascending at the right time. But after you have an experience like you just had, is it kind of weird how everything gets put into perspective, and it's like, oh shit, football is a massive part of your life, and you obviously want to do well and provide for your family and everything, but after you go through something like this, is it kind of hard to realize man, football really isn't that important?
Right. For myself, I don't think so. I think I try to balance myself well in my on the field and off the field things. Obviously, football is extremely important, but like I said, in that instance, it was somebody's life. I would rather live now and be able to say that I saved a man's life than could have watched the car burn or blow up or something tragic that would have happened. I wouldn't have been able to live with that. And again, this is year 4. Everybody knows this is a contract year, and there's all types of things up in the air. So I definitely I'm looking forward to a big year. I'm working harder than ever for whatever opportunity presents itself on the field. Obviously at receiver with all these different weapons on our team, opportunities. You never know when they're going to come. And they came at abundance. That Colts game, and I was able to take advantage of my opportunities. I was able to take advantage of my opportunities. So, but I definitely have it in the back of my mind. But I'm taking one day at a time.
Yeah, you certainly did. We all watched it. Okay, Diggs has a question for you.
Yeah, KJ, you mentioned FBI, CIA. So if you go in FBI, are we chasing serial killers? If you go CIA, you're going to be an asset in foreign lands. What's the
And did you say
final goal?
Secret Service too?
Yeah. Secret Service too.
Secret Service. Yeah. So I felt like whatever I did, I want to be out there. So similar, I guess, to this situation, I want to be the guy running in, or maybe not first, maybe second or third or something. But I want to be on the ground. I don't know specifically what I want to do, but my backup career was definitely a Secret Service agent or a special agent in FBI or something like that.
Is that I'm doing a little detecting. There's a sound.
You hear him?
There's a sound. What is?
You hear him?
Yeah, what's going on?
That's
Baby?
that's my dog Larry. I got him back here. He's mad.
Atta baby Larry. What type of dog is Larry?
He's an English bulldog.
Yes.
If he was here, he'd be jumping all on me, wanting to play. That's my guy, man. So he's upset if you hear him.
Yeah, well, let Larry know we're big fans. We do not mean him any harm. We love what he's about. Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, KJ, obviously you guys, struggled your first couple of years while you were in Minnesota, but now you guys are, kings of the NFC North. Whoa. Do you and your teammates talk like, hey, guess what? Aaron Rodgers is leaving. Looks like we're going to be, running shit around here for the next few years in the foreseeable future, or no?
No, we haven't really spoke about it. Respectfully, if Aaron was there or not, we got all the confidence in the world and who we have up there in Minnesota. But obviously, the tremendous talent that he is, such a great quarterback. If he does lead a division, I'm not trying to hold him back. So go do what you want and have all the meetings that you want to have, and I'm sure he'll have continued success for sure.
Yeah, and it sounds like Larry's pulling for him to get the hell out of
there. Oh man.
Pac-Man has a question for you.
Before you go, it seems like y'all are really great in the regular season.
Whoa.
What do you think you guys have to do to get over the hump in the postseason?
Legit, though. You guys are a great fucking team. This was the new Vikings.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It was a whole new team. It felt good. What do you think? KO's first year, too.
Right. So I'm going into year 4. So that was my first playoff experience. That was my first game. And so I was kind of, learning as well. We got to just put the pieces together, no matter, offense, defense, special teams. I know he's pissed. Offense, defense, special teams, man. We got to put the pieces together. So, as far as my playoff experience, I think that was my first time. So I'm still kind of learning as far as how to make a deep playoff run, what needs to happen. But I do know from what I did learn, in the playoffs, everything happens faster. Everything matters, every detail, every second, and every play. So I'm definitely excited to make a big push this year and ultimately go get that goal that everybody's trying to get.
Yeah, it's crazy, the playoffs. It takes a different speed. There's only like 40-some million people watching. Every single – they say the play don't care who make it and the play don't know when it's coming. Anything could just flip the entire season on its head. It's awesome football. You earn that pressure. Excited to see what you guys do with it when you inevitably get it again. We appreciate you being a human that walks amongst us, and we can't wait to see what you go on to do next, pal.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you guys for having me on here so much. I enjoyed it.
Hey, no problem, man. KJ Osborn.
Yay!
Coming from Good Morning America to our show.
Hell yeah.
Oh, really?
What's up?